there's a lot of electronic competition nowadays, and have you had or felt you've had a lot of success with continuing to keep kids involved in literacy with things like the RL STINE .com website? Are there other things that you've got planned to bring kids into reading?
Well, we use that as a technique. My new books are called Goosebumps Horrorland, and part of these books have a continuing story that takes place in Horrorland Amusement Park, the scariest place on earth. And we have Scholastic has a website, a really great website called enterhorrorland.com, where the kid can actually go online, go into the park, and ride the rides online, and get clues to the books and what's going on in the books, and play all the games. So we use that. It's good to use that to get kids to read. But I don't know. I think kids read a lot. Everyone says, "Oh, it's a horrible problem. They're all playing their video games. They're playing their Wii, and they're not reading, and they're online." But when I started out in children's books, it was a pretty small business. And now it's billions of dollars. Children's books is a huge business. It runs most companies. And so who's buying all these books? Who's reading these books? I think kids are, and you look at the popular books like Harry Potter and like the Twilight books, the Stephanie Meyer books. Millions of kids are reading these books. I think kids are reading more than ever. I'm very optimistic about it. I'm not pessimistic.
Yeah, and I think that there's an interesting spillover in that there's a lot of adults who read what are supposed to be these kids' books. And I was thinking about this the other day because I'm going through the Harry Potter series with my daughter, and I was commenting to somebody that they just get darker and darker and darker.
Yes.
And at some point, it's, when she was originally writing them, the kids that grew up on them were, of course, aging, at least a year between each book. And now that you can get it all of them at the same time, that sort of compression, I'm not sure we're going to do that.
Yes, I know. Yeah, that's true. I know that was her plan. But, and 40% of Harry Potter audience was adult. 40%.
Well, I read them when they came out.
Very large percentage.
Yeah. Well, they're also so quick to read. So amazingly fast. You're a Columbus native and an OSU graduate. How does it feel to be back home as one of the featured authors for the Ohio Book Festival?
Well, I love coming back here, and it's a great chance to see kids. I always love seeing kids and talking to my readers, and I love book festivals like this. And I try to come back to Columbus as often as I can. I still feel at home here every time I come.
Now, I saw that you used to average 2 books a month, or is it 1 book a month?
There was a period when I was writing the Fear Street series for teenagers and Goosebumps, where I had to write a novel every 2 weeks. I had to write 2 a month. And I don't really know how I did that. That was a little while ago. I'm not sure how I did. I had no life. I know that. I never got out. But I think, I'd been writing for over 20 years and suddenly had this amazing success all over the world. It was like a worldwide phenomenon, Goosebumps especially. Countries, 32 different languages. And we were selling 4 million Goosebumps books a month. It was incredible. And I think to suddenly, after all those years, to have that kind of unheard of success was so exhilarating to me that it lifted me up. It kept me going, and it kept me writing. It was that's what inspired me. I don't think I could do that now. Now I do about 7 or 8 a year.
Well, you've got, I assume you negotiate the contract, right? So you look at it and say, I still want to keep doing this. And
I still love doing it. I look forward to writing every day. I still do. I just finished the 100th Goosebumps book, Goosebumps Horrorland, and I love it. I'm still going.
So you're under the contract for the next 100.
I have the next 100. Yes, right. 7 more. I just signed on for 7 more.
Okay.
So that'll keep me busy for a year.
You must be a favorite at publishing houses for being able to deliver on time so frequently.
I'm sort of obsessed with being on time. It's sort of just a thing. It's kind of a game with me, never to miss a deadline. It's just, and always, the Goosebumps book, they have to be 120 manuscript pages, and it's sort of a challenge to me to always make them exactly 120. Not 119 and not 121. Just, fun for me. That's all.
Okay. Well, I've got a couple of sort of closing questions I like to ask of everybody so that we can do collages and things like that. Oh, creativity.
Yes.
What's the best writing job you've ever had?
Best writing job?
Right, yeah. Maybe you can choose it into a category or something.
Well, doing the humor magazine for 10 years I would have paid them to do that. Because that's from the time I was a kid, that's what I really wanted to do. And when that magazine ended, Bananas, and I went home to work, I figured I would just coast for the rest of my life. Figured that was it. I mean, I had no idea what was in store for me. I don't think I could pick anything because I've enjoyed it so much, and I just feel so lucky because this is what I always wanted to do, and I did it. I ended up doing what I wanted. It's just, to me, that's amazing, and so lucky.
There's a story, I don't know how true it is, that David Mamet used to write the letters for Penthouse or Playboy or something like that, which strikes me as one of the worst writing jobs ever. Did you ever go through, you don't have to tell the name of the publication, but did you go through a time where what was your worst writing job?
No, I think making up those interviews of the stars was probably... No, here's my worst writing job. After I did that, for 1 year, I was assistant editor of Soft Drink Industry magazine. That was a bad year. And I would write about new syrups and new kinds of bottle tops and bottle caps and flip-top cans. And they would send me to bottling conventions, and I would have to cover bottling conventions. But, at the same time, I was in New York, living in New York, making a living as a writer. But it wasn't what I wanted to do. That was a pretty bad time.
I'm surprised that there has never been a bottling convention featured, like Bottling Convention of Horror or something like that.
It gets out of control, right?
Right,
and
right,
soda's splashing.
Or there must be...
I've never done that.
It must be a soft drink that somebody drinks and turns into a werewolf or something like that.
I hope I don't steal that.
No, you're welcome to it. You can call it Doug's Soft Drink of Horror Convention.
Okay. You've got it, Doug.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming to talk to us. I've really enjoyed it. And again, the website is very easy to go to, rlstine.com, and there's all kinds of games and educational material that's not painful to go through, and you can print out for teachers and students. And I wish you continued success.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed talking with you.